We do have some breaking news on former President Donald Trump's legal battles. A New York City judge has set a trial date of April 15th in the hush money case. This is the case where Trump is accused of falsifying business records in connection to paying off adult film star Stormy Daniels. Trump has pleaded not guilty to all 34 felony counts in the case. After attending today's hearing, Trump called the new trial date, quote, election interference. Also breaking, the bond in Trump's civil fraud case has been cut from $464 million to $175 million. In this case, Trump and his business associates were found guilty of engaging in fraud. Today had been the deadline to pay up, but Trump was given 10 more days to pay the new bond amount. Trump has said he will pay that money by the new deadline. NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell joining us now. Sue, Trump's rivals, they've often compared him to being like a mafia boss. And to be clear, those are criticisms. And in recent days, though, we've heard Trump kind of mentioning Al Capone a lot on the campaign trail. So is he sort of leaning into this idea that he's a gangster? And can we just say, does that benefit him?
Well, you know, JC, if this were a normal world, comparing yourself to a notorious bank robber, murderer, and of course, one of the most powerful organized crime figures in American history, that would be a bad thing. But let's try and follow Trump's thinking here. Trump and some of his surrogates have been actually invoking Capone since at least last October. At first, he was saying that Capone was only indicted one time for his crimes, while Trump had been indicted 4 times. Well, fact check, Capone actually was indicted at least 6 times. So Trump right there was trying to say that he's been treated worse than Al Capone, and that certainly helps his victimhood narrative, right? But his rhetoric has been changing, and he's been expressing admiration for Capone now, as he has been for Russian President Vladimir Putin and other strongmen and actual dictators. So what he's doing now is communicating that he's in the same category as Capone and dictators, and I can't imagine that that would be very helpful to him in the general election.
But he does continue to defy odds.
He does indeed.
All right, let's go to Congress. Another Republican in the House has decided to leave D.C., so now Republicans have just a 1-vote majority. Why aren't these lawmakers just sticking around? We're talking a House term is just 2 years.
Just 2 years. But let's see what they're saying, J.C. Former Representative Ken Buck, he left office on Friday. He left earlier than he was supposed to at the end of his term. He told ABC this week that Congress is, quote, a dysfunctional place. And on the same day that Buck left, Representative Mike Gallagher announced that he was going to resign months earlier than expected. And he said that impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas set a dangerous new precedent. So far, 43 House members have announced that they won't be seeking another term. And the Republican Party is so split that Republican lawmakers who worked hard to win elections can't tolerate being in the same room with each other, and they are abandoning ship.
That is a big statement right there. Sue, and adding to Speaker Johnson's troubles, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says she's prepared to file a motion to dismiss him from the job. How should he tackle that?
Well, adding to his troubles, of course, she says it was just a warning. She says that she just wanted to send a message to him. The House is in a 2-week recess right now, and she is certainly fundraising off of her very, very effective stunt. Make no doubt about it. So it doesn't seem, though, that she has enough votes to vacate Johnson right now. So he doesn't really need to do anything except keep his House in order. But keep in mind, the stakes of ousting another Republican speaker are higher now since so many Republicans, as we just talked about, are fleeing Congress. People as different as Representative AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a Democrat, and Representative Michael McCaul, who is a very conservative Republican, they have noted that things are so precarious in the House that a successful vote to vacate McCarthy could result in Representative Hakeem Jeffries, a Democrat, becoming the Speaker of the Republican majority House. And that, say it with me, JC, would be unprecedented.
That's a word we use a lot these days.
I know.
Thank you, as always. And we recap all of the latest political headlines every Sunday morning here on NBC 10. It begins at 10:30 with Meet the Press, moderated by Kristen Welker. And then at 11:30, join Sue for At Issue. We'll be right back.